works. Sorry, guys. Yeah, I'm an idiot.
What do I think of Clash Royale? I think Clash Royale is the most overrated piece of crap.
Reese, I got something you can talk about. Oh, stick that on the
What?
YouTube page for a second.
Okay, we're finally live. Sorry about the wait, everybody.
Aha.
Welcome to CtrlAble Cast, Season 1, Episode 3.
Yay, finally, after many technical difficulties.
Yes. And it's
And not on my
titled...
part, surprisingly.
Well, it seems like someone always does. More than likely me.
Hey, it was me last week. I had numerous technical difficulties.
So, we have a lot of stuff to happen. The big thing that happened this week was some a partner direct, and that was pretty crazy. But let's just start talking about uh, like what games and news and everything that's been going on. So let's kind of start off with uh, introducing everybody. Of course, I'm controllable. Here we have Goblin and Mad. Hi, guys.
Oh,
Goblin, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Don't worry, I'm just sorting someone out.
Okay.
Hurry up.
Yeah, I'll be done in a sec. Jeez. There we go.
Okay, blooming hell. You couldn't have saved your organizational difficulties for when we when we were already having
I was sorting
difficulties.
this out.
Yeah, it's been crazy. But let's get into our first topic for this week. And it is Tomodachi Life, living the dream.
Ah, the one
There's
that I've had absolutely no time to research because someone else was meant to take this that didn't show up. Great.
yeah, RandomThingsVA was supposed to show up, but they didn't. Oh well.
They didn't, but you know, to survive.
Okay. So yay, I have another another podcast, another time that I do not have my notes prepared. So, I guess I should start with the sorry, I'm getting distracted by the chat. I guess I should start with saying what Tomodachi Life is. Tomodachi Life, the first one is a game that released on the 3DS in... When did it release? Is it 2015, 2016? Oh no, it's 2013. Okay, Tomodachi Life is a me-centered game that released on the Nintendo 3DS in 2013, where basically you get a bunch of Miis, you can put them on an island, you can have them do like personality tests and stuff, and it will make them react to certain things differently. And yeah, you can like buy them clothes, you can like customize how their apartments look. And that game became very, very beloved among people with Nintendo 3DSs. And for years, the fans have begged for another one. I only tried the game in 2025 for the first time, or this year, so I can't really say I have that nostalgia for it, but I still really enjoyed it when I did play it. And the game got announced that it's getting a sequel in the last main Nintendo Direct. So, Someone Actually Life Living the Dream was announced in... What was the last Nintendo Direct date? Hold on. It
It was like
it is
February or
not that.
March.
Yeah. Yeah, round about that. March. It was March, I'm pretty sure. And that was the final announcement, was a sequel to Tomodachi Life, where we don't know much about the game because we only got one trailer for it. We don't even have the release date. It's just saying 2026, and I would expect it'd be more of the same. So, Ivy, Mabel, you two got any experience in Tomodachi Life?
Yeah, I used to have it for my Nintendo 3DS. It was
Mhm.
it was wild. I'll give it that. It was unpredictable at best.
It's like Miitopia. It's definitely one of those like me games where you can make some funny stuff happen.
Oh, you can, yeah. You ever wanted to see Jesus Christ and the Wendy's
Hmm.
girl have a child? Well, I mean, I have had that happen before.
Oh my god,
Oh
I didn't
boy.
get as far as that yet, but it'll be
Yeah,
very funny when
they
I
could
do.
go on dates. You know, they could get rejected and get depressed. Oh, the weirdest thing about it as well, right? If you don't like check up on your Mii's for like an extended period of time and you go back, they'll be like, "Where have you been? There's been like 4 months," and it's like,
Oh my
"What?"
god, I remember because
Mhm.
I went off it for like a month and I was just on the bus and I thought I'm gonna play some Tomodachi Life and they were like, it's been a month, where have you been?
Yeah, it's wild.
Oh my god, wait, you know what? You know what? This isn't very relevant to the podcast, but I'm gonna check my Tomodachi Life now and see. I'm gonna
See,
check and
My
see.
least favorite, I do actually have a least favorite mini game. That was the
Oh, go on.
like the sneeze mini game. Hated
Oh
it.
my god, yeah, it's so annoying. It's by far my least favorite as well.
honestly,
So,
honestly,
sorry,
I
Mabel, go for it.
never technically played it. I have played it if you want to count a demo version, but I don't count it. Honestly, the big things I know about it is it's kind of like a more in-depth version of Animal Crossing, but with them being more human-like and human-like
I
interactions
wouldn't
more so than just
necessarily.
being bankrupt, pretty much. You know?
Oh no,
Animal
you
Crossing is
will become
more
very
that you like.
bankrupt.
Isn't Animal Crossing more so that you like build things as well, though? Whereas for Tomodachi Life, you don't really do that.
Yeah, because like, the way I describe it, it's sort of like, all right, literally a Tomodachi. You know, the little pet things you can get. It's
Yeah.
like one of those, but on a bigger scale.
Chat, I see you.
Hmm.
I'll reply to all
And
your
yes,
stuff after my
your
section's done.
Mii's can die.
They can?
They can.
Wait, okay, you know
If
what,
I
chat,
remember correctly,
let's
you
see
gotta
now,
check
chat, let's
that.
see now.
You
Chat,
gotta
let's
check
see.
that.
I've got the
I'm pretty
3DS
sure
up.
they will die.
Also acknowledge my beautiful 3DS
Of
background.
course.
Okay, hold on.
Chat, I'm so sorry for this, man.
There's someone actually like. Okay, while it's loading, I'll go to my chat.
Well, it is Callie.
Yeah. Well, my thoughts on the Ostrich War, I don't know what that is. Favorite Nintendo game, Super Mario Kart 2. Kong Bananza doesn't have Candy Kong. Yeah, I know. Does it even have? I think it does have video actually. I'm not sure. No, I think it's Pedro Pascal being a lead role in the Mario. That's news for me.
Your mic is kind of going in and out. Oh, I'm mad.
Yeah, it will, because I've got a Julie set. Okay, chat. Let's see the memes. Let's see the memes.
Hmm.
I know this
We
probably
kind of
isn't.
get more views than
This
you, but
probably
someone
isn't.
set that up.
This probably isn't what I should be doing, but I know.
So, my thing. Uh, I am interested in actually getting Tomodachi Life. next year. Because I never played it. I do like the Mii's. While I was a kid. Well, 3DS, that's more like teenage years. Uh, preteens. Uh, I I didn't really get into that type of stuff. I did have a 3DS. I did do Pokemon mostly. But uh
The memes are asleep. The memes will not wake up. Okay, so I'm leaving that to this.
I know more so Mitomo. If you guys remember what that is.
I vaguely know what we've done. I've never like done anything with it.
Can't say I do.
It was kind of like uh Nintendo Facebook mobile hybrid, kind of. That's the best way to describe it.
Like Miiverse?
Just to sorry, butt in
Kind
quick.
of.
Mad bro, Mr.
Uh-huh.
Tungsten Cube 47 tells me that your stream has crashed.
Nah, it's back up. OBS said it reconnected.
Apparently it's back up. What is that
Oh
email
yeah.
spammed with right now?
Oh yeah, whenever it crashes itself, I should set it to send people to your stream really, but oh well.
Guess we do share.
Now, beef chicken
Oh.
ramen, what a great thing.
Oh, we lost you. Nah, I'm here. Also, Dive Wimpy Kid Dog Days is a goated book. Anyway, let's get back on track.
Oh.
Oh yeah, I forgot this is my section. But yeah, Tomodachi Life Living the Dream was announced during a Nintendo Direct presentation on March 27th, 2025. It's scheduled to be released for the Nintendo Switch sometime in 2026, 13 years following the release of Tomodachi Life 1 on the 3DS. The Nintendo Switch 2 will be backward compatible with the game. So, from what I'm seeing, it's not going to be a Switch 2 exclusive, despite what people, or like, some people thought it would be. So that's good for keeping the Switch 1 audience, at least.
I agree and disagree. I agree that the game should probably start going to Switch 2. Like, honestly, I know that it's becoming a short lifespan. Because they're trying, well, it just got released, and they're trying to do both, and I can understand that, but why don't they start actually moving things towards Switch 2, honestly? You know what I mean?
Because they want to keep their Switch 1 audience as well, because not everyone's going to have a Switch 2 straight away.
Yeah, but it's gonna be in 2026. By that point, uh, the Switch 2 is gonna be out at least 6 months to a year. And it's after the holiday drops.
Mabel,
Black Friday.
They released Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story plus Bowser Jr.'s Journey for the Nintendo 3DS in 2019. I think this is more reasonable than that.
Yeah. So one thing I will say, when I do eventually plan on getting a Switch 2, and to be fair, I probably won't get one until this comes out, just because this is the sort of thing that this is very much going to take me back to my childhood. This is going to be what gets me going, alright, I'm willing to pay the obscene amount of money for the Switch 2.
Tomodachi Life.
Yeah.
If I doubt it'll ever have any like co-op mode because it's primarily a single player experience, or pretty much completely a single player experience. But if it's multiplayer, you and I will stream it, Ivy.
Oh yeah, one thing I will as well say, Reese, apparently you are wrong.
I'm what?
Wrong. I think that's
I've
wrong.
I've I've been called multiple things in my chat. I've been called
Yeah.
bronchitis.
Anyways,
Oh,
But yeah, okay.
wrong.
Thank you,
It's
chat. I'm glad you enjoyed the Wordle.
Anyways, even though it's coming out next year, I still think it should be a Switch 2 exclusive because it's gonna be after holiday, the first holiday. So everyone's going to
But
have a Switch 2.
you're literally asking to cut off a big audience of people, because think about it. How many? Actually, I probably should check this.
Yeah, a lot of people are still going to be using their original Switches come then
That's what I'm
console for
thinking.
the new Switch 2. So it would, yeah, it would be cutting off a big audience of people.
Yeah, because I'm
Especially sort
thinking.
of people like me who don't have much money but grew up on the Switch 2. Not on the Switch 2, sorry, who grew up on Tomodachi Life because it was a 3DS game at the time, and they were
Mm.
relatively cheap for a Nintendo product.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I'm looking at this. The Switch 1 has sold over 150 million copy, and then the Switch 2, obviously because it is new, hasn't sold nearly as much as that. It has
Yeah.
sold over 3.5 million units, so we can safely assume just under or around about 4 million. That's them cutting off like potentially, like in theory, 145 million users if they make it Switch 2 exclusive. And for a title like that, you want to have it between them really, just so it like gives people a reason to stay with Nintendo, if you know what I mean. Keeps the
Yeah.
support going for the older console.
Yeah, and I agree with that, but it's this is pretty much gonna be year one. The console. Next year, it's year two. I can understand doing it during year one. I'm okay if they're going to split up like Pokemon ZA into uh, two editions. We had Switch 2 edition, Switch 1 edition, but that's expected from a year one release. You're pretty much saying during year two, they're going to fully support the Switch 1 and the Switch 2.
Yeah.
And there's
If you think
no
about
actual exclusives for Switch 2 because we're
if you think about it
backpedaling.
from a sort
There's
of
still exclusives.
console,
There's the new Mario Kart, which people have been asking for years. There's the new 3D Donkey Kong, which people have wanted a Donkey Kong game for years. Kirby Air Riders is another thing that people have been asking for years, and that's going to be a Switch 2 exclusive. The new Splatoon, when it comes out, will be a Switch 2 exclusive. You can't say that they don't have Switch 2 exclusive games at least coming up.
yeah. And in fact, another thing is, if we're thinking about like how long consoles actually last, the Xbox 360 didn't become obsolete as a console. Like they didn't stop making updates and things for it until just before the Series S came out. Because because it was only a generation behind, that's the thing. If it's only a generation behind, people are still going to be actively using it until 2 or 3 generations after, because people, that's the console they've grown up with, that's the console they use the most. That's where they have all their games. You know,
Yeah.
it's a case of until the original Switch becomes obsolete, like when they bring out like the Switch 3, it is still wise for Nintendo to have these backwards compatible games as to not lose a good chunk of their audience.
And you got to think, it's not like it's not backwards compatible like the Switch to the Wii U as well. Like, it's not
Yeah.
much more work.
Uh,
Also, I
Nevi.
want to point out, Melody in my chat has just said, I don't think too many people are going to drop the previous platform on the first year of the new one, especially with less and less games being carried over. Yeah,
Yeah.
Nevi
I
went
agree with that.
over and said in my chat that they could see it being made to include Switch 1, but being optimized for Switch 2 eventually as the hardware is phased out. Then they support. Uh, then they stop supporting it for Switch 1.
Yeah, but that'd be what they'll do. They'll
And
just end
That's
support to
more of
nothing.
a logical thing to do, yeah.
and that's fine in theory.
Yeah, that's what I'm
However,
saying. That for that, is pretty much what I was saying with until the Switch becomes obsolete, they have no need to not do it because they'd just be cutting people off.
Yeah, exactly. They're like 150 million, almost all of their 150 million users.
Then I guess I need to ask you guys a perfect question, and this is rhetorical.
Hmm.
If that is the case, and like I said, it kind of made little sense in earlier generations, but if that is the case, why have the Switch 2?
Because
Because what I
you're given a bigger, better Switch like people have been asking for. I am reading chat, by the way, Silver Raptor. I'm just
what
in a podcast, obviously. Sorry,
uh
Noble, carry on.
yes, you have the hardware, yes, you have the software. However, with that being said, uh from Wii to Wii U, there was always a hardware limit, and from Wii U to 3DS and whatnot, they have their own special gimmicks. Here in the bridge of Switch 1, Switch 2, the only difference you have is graphics.
Not true. Not true. The
Yes,
Switch 2's specs, I'm pretty sure, are a lot better than the Switch 1's,
Yeah,
even
it's
outside of graphics.
literally
all there
it's
is graphics and processing. There is no gimmick.
Okay, processing is a big one by itself, though, because
yeah,
with the new processor now and with the graphics upgrade, it can go to either 4K graphics when docked or 120 frames per second, which is actually
yeah.
going to be one of the talking
Case
points
of
later.
the bits of the Switch that people felt were underperforming. Now they've upgraded those. Not only can the Switch handle bigger and more, what's the word?
More like specs-wise demanding games.
Yeah, more demanding games, which means they are open to be able to release more games on it and sell more. It's also a case of with the way that gaming is nowadays, it's a case of okay, the newer devices need to be able to handle these bigger, more demanding games, or else they're not going to be able to keep up with the way modern
Yes,
gaming is.
yes, and that makes sense. But it's gonna be year two or year 1.5, 2 years, with 2026 because year one 2025, year two 2026,
I
and
mean, if you want
we're
to be technical,
still
if you want to be technical, if
uh,
you want to be technical, then it is still like the first year's period for the
Yeah, I
Switch
guess
2 being out.
it's come out quite late 2025.
uh, can I say something?
Yeah,
Uh, I'm going to try to re-explain because you guys are kind of defending. uh, the 2025 would be year one. We're going to get uh, to the Christmas rush. Everyone's going to get a Switch too, especially here in the States with Black Friday. After uh, 25 is year one, we'll have year two, 2025. I mean, 2026. So, why would Nintendo backpedal and take like Wii or a Wii U example and put more games on the uh new upcoming console? They're saying that they want to backpedal, giving us both versions with Switch 2 and Switch 1. So with them pretty much doing that, where's the point of wanting to get a Switch 2? Where oh,
For its better specs, for its exclusives, and for its new features like the mouse mode and camera.
but
Yeah.
why bother getting it if all the games is going to Switch 1?
But
Because
they're not going to
not-
Switch 1. Like I say, we've already got Mario Kart and Donkey Kong exclusive to the Switch 2. But completely like getting rid of the Switch 1 user base by not putting out new games for it is gonna just deter people.
Indeed, like it's like within the first say 3 years of the Xbox One coming out, a lot of the games were still backwards compatible in those first three sort of 2-3 years with the Xbox 360 because there was still demand for the Xbox 360 because people at the time still hadn't gotten their Xbox One yet.
And
but
also you gotta think it's not like it's not going to the Switch 2 as well with the way that it's with the way that the Switch 2 can handle like backwards compatibility fine. Like you're saying it like it's two completely different consoles on two completely different like in two different lanes, if you know what I mean. When they're not, it's just one's a better version of the other, the more modern version of the other, and the other one has got a bigger user base. So why would you not want to fuel that? Because Nintendo will sell a lot more copies of Tomodachi Life putting it on Switch 1 as well than just Switch 2.
Yeah, if we look at it from a business standpoint, it is the best decision they can make with the game. It will sell the most copies that way, and it will also mean that people will look at it and be like, okay, this is good on the Switch. They'll see their friends and whatnot who have Switch 2s and how it runs on that and be like, okay, I can see the clear difference in graphics and performance. And it will then encourage them when they have the money to get a Switch 2 as well.
Yeah,
okay,
exactly.
so I'm going to take your logic. Okay, let's apply this to the 3DS and the DS.
Alright?
Uh, on 3DS, we had 3DS exclusive games.
Yeah, yeah.
Did they at any point go over and say, "Hey, let's take this 3DS game and backpedal, and we'll put this on the old DS"?
No, but it's also the case with the 3DS, 2DS games. Not, yeah, no, sorry, yeah. It's, right, if we're speaking about that, instead of doing 2DS and 3DS, sorry, the DS and the 3DS, do the DS, not DS, sorry, the 3DS and the 2DS instead, because that is more of a sort of comparable thing. All
Not
3DS games
really.
can be played on 2DS.
Not really. The 2DS was after 3DS. And the only reason why we had 2DS is because parents got all mad and upset over kids losing their eyesight because of the 3DS,
It wasn't just that; it was also
the
the fact that
3D.
the DS and the DS and the 3DS were too fragile as well. It's the case of that as well. They broke easily. I should not have had enough of them.
But still, what they didn't backpedal their games from the new software and hardware to the old software and hardware.
You could play most 3DS games on a most 2DS games on a 3DS.
I'm not talking
That is
about the
true, that is
2DS.
true.
I'm talking about the original DS and the 3DS.
Yeah, but the thing about the original DS is the original DS does not have the processing power as it was a big leap, and it was a case of because of the technology at the time of making the DS, it was a case of okay, the cartridges had to be this big to fit all the data, and when they made the 3DS, they could make the cartridges smaller because of newer technology. With this, it's similar technology, just a better version of it. So it's more akin to the Xboxes and how a lot of them were backwards compatible.
Yeah, I agree. But
I can see where you're
anyway,
coming from.
Mm.
It's just a case of,
oh yeah,
like I can see where you're coming from, yeah. But from both a marketing standpoint and a standpoint of the actual fan base itself, this is the smarter decision and the decision that will keep their fan base.
Y-
yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I understand it's smart, and I do agree with you on that. But uh, I'm sorry, I'm still at the point, and I guess my brain just hasn't gone over it. Like at least the way my thinking is. I don't like the fact that they're trying to go over and have the Switch 2 and the Switch and re releasing the games, having the editions, and
I
I'm
agree with that. I agree with that. I think making like giving them like blooming noticeable graphics and frame rate updates on like Switch 2 specific versions, I don't like that. But I do still think it is smart for them to release games on the Switch 1 because they have such a big fan base.
and and I agree with you. If they want to go over and uh, do new games, then go over and just keep doing. Hey, here's a game. This is going straight to Switch One, and we just go ahead and get the Switch One, and we have the card, and we can just plug it in into the Switch 2 and have it backward compatibility. I mean, that I'm okay with. My big issue is them going over and we'll say, hey, we'll make you a Switch 2 edition cartridge with additional oh, HD graphics. Uh,
Yeah,
sorry,
I don't stand for that at all. I don't stand
yeah,
for that at all. I think,
especially
like I say, it's fine for them to be releasing it on the Switch one because, again, like that's where their biggest audience still is. But I disagree. Like I agree with you on the Switch 2 versions. Like it should be a free upgrade.
it doesn't even have to be a free. Just give us the same edition if this is what it's gonna be. There's no reason why you need to pay $20 for a game that you can just get a Switch One edition card and just plug it in.
Yeah, but the thing is, the way that it works, they'd have to. Obviously, the cartridges can only hold so much, and it's a case of, okay, if we want to be able to have it utilize both the graphics, uh, the cartridge would have to hold more data, and it's a case of, okay, we have newer hardware coming out that has came out now that can utilize better graphics. So if we make two versions, we can have a one that can handle the better graphics and one that doesn't. So it's a case of, okay, we're gonna if we give it the same graphics as the Switch 1, people are going to complain because the Switch 2 is supposed to have better graphics. So it's less a case of releasing two versions of the game. It's really more of a case of, say, the difference between having a game on an Xbox 360 and an Xbox One, where they had to release two separate versions of the game because one of them had more updates and was had better graphics and ran better than the original on the Xbox 360.
and probably couldn't have run on the Xbox 360 with its upgrades.
Indeed, yeah.
I'm going to say something completely controversial. Okay?
Mhm.
I know people don't want me to say this, but I'm going to say it. I'm okay if they're going to do Switch 1, Switch 2 cards.
Mhm.
However, and I'm saying this to everyone, if, at least with my money, if a company decides that they're going to do a Switch 1 and a Switch 2 edition cards, why have backwards compatibility? Because you're pretty much going over and saying, hey, we're going to charge $20. Oh,
It's not like you
difference
have to use the
between the
Switch
two
2
cards.
cartridges and the Switch 2. You can use Switch 1 cartridges as well.
Right, but why get a Switch 2 card if you can get Switch 1? It's cheaper, and it can sell one on the Switch 2.
Because you get more, you get updates with the game. You get like better graphics,
Yeah.
better frame rate, stuff like that.
Then why don't you not get the the I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but what I'm just thinking is that if they want to do a Switch 1, Switch 2, that's fine. But don't go over and give us the backwards compatibility if they're going to do that. If they want to go ahead and do Switch 1 and Switch 2, don't actually make two separate cards because they can use just one card and everything's fine. But that's just me.
Right, so I think we've talked quite a bit about Tomodachi Life. So,
Yeah.
do you want to move on to the next topic, Mabel?
Uh, yeah, let's go ahead. The next topic is back to you again, and it's going to be the Nintendo Switch 2, the fastest selling console in US history.
Yes, and if is it the fastest selling console like outside the US as well? I don't know if it's the fastest selling console outside that.
I'm not sure. Sorry.
Watching Mad Bro type away over there. Now this is some peak stream clippable moments here.
Yeah, I believe it's the fastest selling home video game console of all time. That's like worldwide.
Yeah.
So yes, the Switch 2, the fastest selling console in US history. I don't know if this is in the US or worldwide, but it has hit 3.5 million sales already, and it's rapidly going up. People are trying to get their hands on this thing. I'm lucky enough that I actually do have one. I've played a lot of Splatoon on it and a lot of Smash Bros on it and the new Mario Kart. And this section is also to give people a sort of analysis over the pros of it, the cons of it, whether it's worth getting or not from people that have the Switch 2, Ivy, and
I don't even have a Switch for myself, let alone a Switch 2. Good sir, I am
I know
broke.
that's my point. You're broke. You got to buy money.
What I need is a job.
Yeah, true. Right, great. I'm gonna have to censor that when I put it on YouTube.
What the word job? Oh, sorry, you have to censor that again.
But yeah, I've been taking notes on this gradually, And it's mostly from my personal experience of using it, the pros and cons of the Switch 2, and I'll be doing this in comparison to the Switch 1. So, first things first, I'll go over the pros, because that's what I've got written down, and a lot of this was discussed in our last discussion, or our last topic. It is more powerful, most notably the graphics and the processor. It has a 1080p screen just on the handheld, and when you dock it, I believe there are two different modes. You've got performance mode and graphics mode, I think. Though I'm not 100% sure, I haven't experimented with them, because I barely play it docked. And graphics mode can go to 4K with a max of 60 frames per second, I think. And then,
If I may, 4K with 60 frames a second is not bad at all. That is keeping up with newer consoles like the Xbox Series S.
yeah. Or you could say it's a performance mode, which is 1080p at 120 frames per second, which is a big step up from any other Nintendo console, to my knowledge. They've been stuck at 60 a cap for
That's
years.
that's like what the Xbox One runs,
Oh, so it's not. Oh, okay.
which is
Right. Well,
still which is
Nintendo,
still
tried your
for a hand.
best.
No, no, fair. Which for a handheld console is really good.
Yeah, I think so anyway. So it's got extra features which we've discussed on the podcast before. I'll say it again now for anyone that's tuning in for the first time. It has a mouse mode on the Joy-Cons, which is interesting. So let me grab my Switch 2 real quick. You'll be able to see here, it's actually that little circle bit there is an optical sensor, which means that you can use these like mice, which for people like me who like Splatoon, it's great because it gives us another way of play. It's also got a new software on there, two new softwares on there actually, called Game Chat and Game Share. And what they allow you to do, Game Chat is basically a less good version of Discord, let's be honest. That is exclusive to Nintendo Switch Online members for some reason. And Game Share is something where you can look at other people's screens. And you can also play co-op online, though I don't know if that's exclusive to Game Share or not. I know how I mean, I have got experience using Game Share because me and Mabel have Game Share to play a little bit of the new 3D Donkey Kong game, Donkey Kong Bananza. And that was fun. Do you think?
Sorry,
Mabel?
I was answering somebody in my DMs. I mean, not
Oh,
DMs, but live chat.
I was saying us Game Share and Donkey Kong was fun, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was pretty fun. I really appreciated the game chat, and I kind of wish that they can do that more.
I just
Oh,
wish it was a lot behind Switch Online.
Yeah, but it's similar with like Xbox to be able to play online games that you have to pay for initially.
that
Uh,
doesn't matter, because it's not locked. Everybody can use it, as long as it's not 2026. Because 2026 it'll actually be locked for the online users. So everybody gets
yeah,
one for a year with it, if that makes sense.
it's the same as Game Pass on Xbox though, and if you want to play games that you already own but you've paid for that are online, you have to pay for another subscription. So basically, it's just late stage capitalism at its finest. But then games like Fortnite and whatnot, which you don't pay for, do not play Fortnite. It's a terrible game. I will get backlash for that, and I do not care. I stand by that.
Oh no,
But
you're
they
right.
can't make you
Right,
pay to
Fortnite's not a
play
good game.
that because it is a free game. and there's actually law behind that. But if you have to pay for the game initially, then yes, the company can make you pay for an extra subscription to play it, which is I really hate that fact, which is why a lot of the games I play online are free to play, or I play them through Steam, where I play them on my laptop on Steam, where there is no subscription.
Soon on the new Xbox, I guess.
Indeed. Indeed, yeah. As soon as I cannot wait for them to all be on the new Xbox. That is going to be. I'll probably get one of those at some point, just because that is going to have access to Steam and Xbox. So I'll be able to play the Xbox titles I own and the Steam titles that I own if they're compatible with it, which is going to be insane. I can't wait to play games such as Ultra Kill through my Xbox. That's going to be a big. That's going to be a real game changer.
Yeah, it will. He's
Um,
hoping it's not going to be the cost it was leaked to be.
I am not going to ask Ronk for £500 on your behalf.
God damn it.
Therefore,
But
your chat is
oh,
wild.
by the way, to answer a question that someone had before, I can't find who it was, but someone asked what the Switch 2's price was. I looked at Curry's and it said £395.99 for just the Switch. Or if you want to get it bundled with Mario Kart World, it is £429.99, I believe.
Which, to be fair, you're paying
Yeah,
that much, like a similar price for the latest Xbox and things like that as well. So it's not that
I
big a
I
price
think I
difference.
think it's justified. I think it's justified more than other consoles. Cough cough. PS5 Pro. Cough cough.
Yeah.
Indeed. Uh, Reese, your stream's
Nintendo's
starting again.
nicer. The only thing
Nah,
that
it's back up. It's back up.
well, Nintendo is nicer. The only thing is just the Switch 2 editions. That just needs to be phased out.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think they are ratty. But other reasons to get a Switch 2 potentially. It does have a few exclusives on there already, which is pretty good considering the console just launched a couple months ago. It's got the new Mario Kart World, and personally, maybe I don't know what you think of it overall compared to 8 Deluxe, but I honestly like it more, albeit it does have less content.
Yeah, but it's also only just come out. Deluxe had a lot of later game stuff that came out. Well after its release.
That is true. That
Yeah.
is true, and no doubt Mario Kart World will get DLC, seeing
Yeah.
the success of the Booster Course Pass.
Here's the thing. I agree with people saying, yeah, World's gonna get DLC. However, I don't think we're gonna get it anytime soon. If we're gonna get it, it'll probably be
I
next
just say
year.
real quick, in my chat, I bloomin' hope I don't have an evil alter ego. Sorry, anyway, back to the topic at hand. Yeah, it won't be soon. It won't be at least for a couple years, I don't think, because I feel like what the game's got in terms of like people love Knockout Tour. The transitions are annoying, but I feel like they'll gradually they will get an update in at some point to make them optional. I'm hoping, because I don't mind it as much as some other people, but I know a lot of people that really don't like it, and I think that'll put a lot of people off of getting it. But yeah, Mario Kart World, really, really good game. It's got a few flaws, but personally, purely from gameplay, not from content, I like it more than Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Although it is a lot more difficult because of like how much more crucial shortcuts are in the game.
So I can't say much about the game. I haven't played it yet. Obviously, don't have a Switch 2. Yeah, from what I've
Honestly,
seen of it, it does look quite good. I'll give it that.
It is, it is. I love the character
yeah.
animations too. And I've showed you as well, one of the parts of Mario Kart World that I haven't used enough, but I've really enjoyed when I have been using it. The photo mode. Me and
Yeah,
Mabel got a
you
great
showed me the
photo that
photo mode.
I sent to Ivy.
Yes.
The Bowser and Mario one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry. I currently have people in my chat. Right, Reese. You know Fallen Kingdom. You know the Viva La Vida Minecraft parody song.
Hmm.
I currently have
Yeah.
the chat asking me to sing that. Sadly, for copyright reasons, I don't think I can.
Wait, hold on. I'm gonna
Yeah.
switch my phone stream over to yours. Hold on.
Oh well.
I won't deny it's a great song, chat. Chat, it's a great song. However, for copyright reasons, I'm gonna have to say no.
Yeah. Damn.
Why is my
Oh.
YouTuber model like freaking out right now?
I thought that was just you.
Nah.
Another big
Yeah.
exclusive that the Switch 2 has is Donkey Kong Bonanza, which we have already covered quite in depth on episode 1, so I'm not going to say too much, but Mabel, you finished it, so without giving spoilers, let us know what you think of the game.
Well, would you like me to go ahead and go to the next topic?
Oh yeah, I forgot. I forgot that's the
Yeah,
next
forgot
topic.
Reddit podcast. Is that literally the next topic?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, before we do, I will say the Switch 2 is a system not without its flaws. First and most notably for a lot of people being the battery. If you're playing more intense games like Mario Kart World or Donkey Kong Bonanza, it's 2-3 hours battery, which is
Yeah, but that,
significantly worse than the Switch one because it's using
yeah,
a lot more power, obviously.
yeah, as you said, yeah,
Mm.
it's using a lot more power, it's using a lot more processing. No, Tyler, I am not singing down Fallen Kingdom. Get someone get Ronk here to sing it. Jeez, why are you asking me?
At least wait until it's not my section, then I can hop on the bandwagon.
Dear God.
Oh
But
boy.
What? After the stream, if you come over to my if you come over to the Goblin on the Fence Discord server, I might sing it then. I might sing it on call then.
yay.
I say might, that I probably won't, but I might.
You won't, but you'll say you will just for the sake of getting people off your back.
Yeah.
Well, at least you're honest. Yeah, that's the main bad thing about getting the Switch 2. We've also discussed how you have to pay for getting Switch 2 upgrades on Switch 1 games, such as like Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, Mario Odyssey has one, I think. Like the ones without the DLC. So like, I think the ones for like, say, Mario Party Jamboree introduces new content, that's fine. Forgotten Land, new content again, that's fine. But when it's just graphical and frame rate upgrades, I think it should be a free upgrade personally.
Mm.
You not think?
I do agree, to be fair, yeah. With things like, if it's just graphics and frame rate, yeah, it should be free, but however, it is indeed Nintendo.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, like we gotta acknowledge it is a business,
Yeah. They
as
gotta
much
do
as
what
we
they gotta
don't
do.
want to. Yeah, exactly. And one other thing that I have noticed, and this is a defect that is hopefully being fixed by Nintendo, but it's about the battery life displaying the wrong battery. So there's been a thing going around that I've seen on like content creators like Mblade's channel, where the Switch 2 will sometimes only go up to 85% in battery, or sometimes it will die on like 12% and stuff like that. So there's reason to believe like it is a software error more than anything, but
But if
yeah,
it's a
frustrating
software error,
issue.
as someone who knows quite a bit about, putting things together and taking them apart, uh, it could also be an error instead of software. It could be a hardware error with the actual. I can't remember the word for it now. Um,
Battery?
not the battery itself. Basically, the sensor that detects how much is left in the battery. It could be an error with that.
Oh yeah, that would make a lot of sense.
That's what it sounds like to me because I've dealt with a couple of DSs with similar issues where that's been nudged by where the DS has been dropped or something, you know, and that has just been knocked slightly out of place, and then it's had issues.
Yeah. That is one of the bigger issues that I've seen about the Switch 2.
However,
Of
Like,
course,
I know you obviously don't play it docked very often, but if I had a Switch, I'd probably be playing it docked most of the time, so I can just lay on my bed or whatever and play it.
yeah. See, I'm different because I do a lot of commuting. That's why I like doing it in
Yeah.
handheld. So
Mm.
if you're looking for a handheld console to use, or if you're looking for a console to use primarily handheld, the Switch one is still probably better for its battery life. But if you're looking to play it docked, Switch 2 is a direct upgrade. My
Yeah.
overall opinion would be if you're let's say hypothetically you as the consumer are planning to use it in both ways. I still really like it. I think it's a good upgrade. I like the features that have been added, like the mouse mode. Its exclusives so far are really good and are only going to get better as time goes on because it will get a bigger exclusive library. So yeah, my final thoughts, I would recommend getting the Switch 2 if you're into Nintendo, or if you like the Switch 1, or both.
Yeah, I think we've talked. We've been talking about this for a while. I think it's probably a good point to switch over to Mabel here and have them talk about Bonanza.
Yay, and it means I can spam in your chat. Great.
Oh dear God. You know what? I'm gonna mess up the tracking for my my thing. Don't worry.
well, before I do, I just wanna set that I agree with Mabro. There was a power issue, a battery issue, but if you look on the Nintendo website, all you have to do is just uh, touch the power and the volume buttons and just click it down, and then it'll bring you up to pretty much a recovery mode. Oh, but before you do that, make sure your switch is off. But whenever it brings it to the recovery mode, you just need to turn it back off again. And whenever you do that, uh, this is pretty much retraining your power battery, and it's a big term in the tech world. But as long as you get to that menu and turn it off, your battery is essentially betrained and it gives you the actual correct battery information. So that's
In that case,
just
yeah,
all you
that
have
very
to do.
much sort of strengthens my feeling of it was probably something to do with the sensor, not the battery itself. It really does just sound like the sensor just had where they've had to fit so much in there. They've had to give a slightly worse sensor than the original Switch just to facilitate what they needed for the device.
It's
And I feel like that's kind of
actual.
what the issue is.
It's actually not so much with the sensor, with it being bad. It's mostly because whenever you have your switches, especially whenever they sailed it across the seas, it's stuck in warehouses. So they're usually stuck in warehouses for about six, 6 months. And because they're stuck in the warehouses, it's uh, not being used. So the sensor kind of not really goes bad, but just gives out the misinformation. But it doesn't matter because it's not just the Switch itself. If you get like a phone, for example, if you get a new computer, for example, every single piece of technology has that issue, and you just have to uh, play your game or your computer or your phone, whatnot, bring it down from 100 to 0, and then recharge it up like you usually do. Then charge it to 100, do it again. After a couple of times, it always retrains all your devices. So it's not really like a tech issue where it's just for that one thing. It's something that always happens with every new piece
Yeah,
of
that's just how
technology.
batteries and the sensors work, though. They will wear down over time.
Exactly. So I just wanted to bring that up because I heard mad, so I just wanted to bring that up and make sure all of our listeners know. So
Yeah. Anyways, Donkey Kong Bonanza.
yes. Uh, so Donkey Kong Bonanza. Uh, I'm pretty sure if you've been online for the past 3 weeks, especially me, on my personal YouTube shorts, well, looking through your shorts, it's been blowing up. Some people can say that there's glitchy visuals, especially whenever you play the game. Sometimes it does actually give you the actual area. Sometimes whenever you go into different uh areas, you can see what's around you, like treasure chests and dirt and things, and there's just space. So it's kind of pretty glitchy, and that's kind of wild. And sometimes the down why weird camera can work, sometimes not. But all the visual weirdness, it's pure Nintendo confidence, and you know, it's not really polished, but it has the Nintendo charm, and uh, it's pretty good with gameplay, graphics, and honestly, I just completely love that in this game. So, kind of picture this. Donkey Kong is kind of just mashing through the rubble, digging tunnels, making his own path through these grasslands and environments. And the camera is just all over the place. It kind of clips through the walls. It kind of fades scenery. It sometimes just straight up looks like it's inside a walk, and it kind of doesn't care. It's kind of breathless and chaotic, and it's trying its best to keep up with this rampaging gorilla who's kind of breaking every expectation Nintendo set for level design. You know what I mean? Oh man.
Yeah.
This isn't a stopping mistake. It's not a what feature. This is just Nintendo kind of letting go of the old rules. I still can remember when I played the early 3D games like Tomb Raider and Mario 64, and it would kind of shock us by having the camera literally pass through walls. And it kind of felt like a big flaw. But over the years, games have tried harder and harder to kind of hide that kind of clipping. So they would use like bigger camera zones, special camera scripts, and just everything to keep you inside the perfect frame. But
Yeah.
Donkey Kong Bonanza kind of just throws it all out the window. What were you going to say?
It can be kind of helpful though. Like we've played it where like we've abused this to like see through walls and like see where secrets are and stuff. So it is weirdly helpful.
Exactly. Uh, this game kind of just throws out the window. The camera just says, do whatever you want and I'll follow, which is actually a pretty nice change of pace, at least for me. Uh, Even if it just means weird angles, there's some clipping and visuals that just makes no sense. Now, the game entrance, oh, whenever you play the game, it kind of embraces just player freedom and wall power over the visuals or perfect framing. Some people can think, hey, it doesn't matter if. But to me, I like those saws. Uh, I know that it's not polished, but that's kind of where the fun kind of comes in, and it's also just beautiful because underneath the chaos, it just has that classic Nintendo DNA and that thrill of just breaking the boundaries and just going out of bounds. Just feels like secret warp zones, in the original Super
Yeah, it
Mario
does.
Bros. And also Zelda too. Uh, so yeah, there's debugs, there's glitches, but Nintendo's message with the game is really just loud and clear. They don't care if the camera looks weird or if you skip through the level. What matters is the experience, the freedom, the fun, and I've completed all through the game. The story's pretty good. Uh, it is slow at the beginning, yeah, but at the end it's perfect. Makes sense. I love it. Uh, but Nintendo's message, I believe, especially with the Donkey Kong Bonanza, is kind of just loud and clear. They don't really care if the uh, camera looks weird and bad. It just depends on your experience, your freedom, and your fun, and I just really appreciate that. And that's kind of just experience and just the game design, especially with learning all throughout the as developers with the voxel technology and finding out about Pauline and how Pauline works. And it's just confident, it's loose, and it's just very exciting. And this is kind of the Nintendo we don't always see sometimes. Uh, we don't need a polished perfectionist, but we like to see the wild creators who put the gameplay kind of over the graphics every single time. And this kind of goes back to my point with the Switch 2 editions. I'm sorry for with hyping that up, but honestly, to me, it's about the gameplay, not the graphics. I don't care what the graphics looks like. And that's kind of part of the reason why I disagree with the Switch to editions because it's pretty much just re-releases, especially the Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. And yeah,
I
sometimes
get
we
what you're
get new
saying. I get what
games,
you're
but
saying. Unless they bring new content like Mario Party is or Kirby and the Forgotten Land is, I do agree with you on that. I think the graphical and like all the specs upgrades and stuff, if it's not new content, it should be free.
yeah. Hmm. But and going back to the Tomodachi Life, if they're going to have a Switch 2 edition, like what we're understanding and what we're seeing, why have that Switch 2 edition and the Switch 1 edition if there's no gameplay, just graphics? Why buy the extra $20 card
It
or
should
$30?
still be a thing. The Switch edition should still be a thing, but like I say, it should be a free upgrade if it's literally just performance.
Yeah, but
Okay, there you
uh,
go. You're finally back. You're finally back.
Okay,
but
I went downstairs. I know, yeah. Haha, funny. A woman went to the kitchen and made a sandwich joke somewhere in there. Because I did indeed go downstairs and made myself a sandwich. And for my chat that was just asking what was in the sandwich, it was um, German chorizo, I think. There was some salami in there and some Edam cheese. It was very nice. Thank you for asking. And no,
okay.
you may not have a bite of it because, as I said, I made a woman make that for me. However, I am the woman that made it.
But yeah, I'm hooked on Kong Bananza now. I like the story. It's very simple, but it doesn't matter. The thing here is with the gameplay, and the gameplay kind of sold me the game more so than the actual story. There wasn't big stuff with the story, but the story didn't need to go that hard. It's perfect like it was. And it can be a mess sometimes, but it really plays like a dream, and I wouldn't have it any other way for this game, especially for a Donkey Kong game where there really does need to be a story. It's just Donkey Kong being pretty much the whole. It works. Do you guys have any questions over what I said, or?
I can't say I do. I wasn't really here for most of it, though, to be fair.
Yeah, no, I don't. I think you've given us a thorough explanation of the game and why you like it. So yeah.
Oh, great. Uh, Now the next topic is going to be.
Another,
Hmm?
it's another one that has had to been covered by
Indeed.
one of
Hell,
us. This
there's
time
literally
Goblin,
nothing written on
because
this other than a single
Yes.
thing I have up.
Uh,
yes.
so Goblin, let's talk about Pokemon Legends ZA and the Switch 2 bundle.
I'll be right
Well,
back, by the way.
obviously it's going to be a bundle, so you were going to be paying obscene amounts of money for it. However, there is a certain amount of nostalgia here, because we're going back to the same place that Pokemon X and Y were set. The first Pokemon games I played were set. And they've brought back, which an absolutely massive thing they're doing is they've brought back Mega Revolution,
Hmm.
which I cannot wait. Always, it's one of my favorite little, gimmicks that the Pokemon games have had. Got to be Mega Evolution. And I
Yes,
will say
that's.
they're also obviously Legends Arceus had certain, real time bits to the combat in it. And this
Hmm.
time, instead of still having those, turn-based elements in it, they've completely ditched that. They're going fully real time for it. What it says here is that yeah, in addition to type matchups, new mechanics, you're going to have to. They've included sort of precise timing for swapping out Pokemon and using moves, as well as different reaches and areas of effect. And also, you have to take into account the time each thing has to take into like how long the moves are going to take, which is quite interesting. I'm certainly interested to see how that plays out if I do end up getting it. But yeah, something else. Obviously, the every Pokemon game you have your sort of your best friend that you battle against at the very beginning, and sort of your little rival throughout the rest of the game.
What
This
do you call
time,
yours? What do you call yours? In the last Pokemon game you played?
I can't repeat what I called mine. Not on this.
I call mine I call mine Legacy Puppy.
Uh, I called mine
Oh
something
well.
beginning with T that I will not repeat on stream. Not on stream, but not on here.
Okay, I know what you said. Okay. Yeah, don't say that on the podcast.
Yeah.
I know what he's talking about. I'm sorry.
But yeah.
Don't think you do.
But yeah. They're basically you're gonna have a sort of base of operations in the game, which is quite interesting.
Hmm.
Which is somewhere called Hotel Z. I'm guessing named after Zygarde.
Makes sense.
But yeah, and you get two choices for your friend, depending on your choices in the game. And they both live and work at the hotel, and they are called Bane and Tawny.
Okay.
I also thought there's another character that we've sort of had a preview of, who looks really interesting as. He's the owner of Hotel Z. He stands over 9 feet tall and claims to be 3,000 years old. And I will say, he certainly
Yes,
looks the part.
AZ.
Indeed. Yeah, AZ, and he's always accompanied by his little partner Pokemon, which is a Floetta, I think is how you pronounce it. But it's a different variant of it called the Eternal Flower Floetta. It looks different from the other members of her species, and she holds a black flower. Just from the little image, it looks quite sick. Kind of gives me Darkrai vibes, the flower itself, to be fair. Sort of the black and red.
Mhm.
And yeah, they're on the lookout for Zygarde, that legendary Pokemon from Pokemon Z, the hit third game. What do you mean? No, I don't know if that's a Professor Oak.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. I'm excited that we're gonna get Pokemon Legends EA. We should have had this years ago. Not even
Oh
Pokemon
yeah.
Legends EA because Pokemon Legends Arceus, but at least a Pokemon Z years ago after X and Y released because they did the XYZ anime and everyone wanted Z edition, but we never got it. So at least we're getting it now.
Yeah, I mean, hey, it's long awaited, but yeah, we're getting it. But I'm just waiting for a new like a sort of a Legends game for the Black and White series. That I cannot wait for. That when if they ever make one of those, I am so getting it. Black and White will forever be my favorite generation, Gen 5. But something I do also want to touch on for this as well is the also you remember how in both Sword and Shield, in the newer games since Sword and Shield, we've had that sort of better character creation sort of thing. It
Yeah,
looks like that's actually been expanded on a little bit more, with more options and whatnot. And the thing as well is you can now have sort of different colored. Obviously, you could have different colored hair in the other games, but now it's more a case of, in addition to the solid colors, you can also basically add different like styles of hair dye to it,
Ooh.
which will certainly be interesting.
mm,
Okay, so Ivy, you know I'm someone that hasn't played many Pokemon games. I literally said at the
Mhm.
start of stream, the first mainline one I played was this year, Pokemon X, and I played it for
Sorry, I
about
have one
20
more thing to
minutes.
say. It is confirmed
Okay.
Magikarp will be in the game. I am happy.
Oh, cool. Yay.
Magikarp.
The best Pokemon of all time.
No, it's not. It's the worst Pokemon of all time. You're
Now,
smoking,
best
dude.
Pokemon of all time. You spent
Yeah,
so
it's
long
it's
making
it's
that
the
thing
best of all
evolve.
time. It's the best of all time. If you want to fight against the Magikarp, you're cooked.
Damn right. It's gonna use this one move on you. Splash. I am terrified. Absolutely terrified,
Uh,
gang.
but okay, listen. As someone that doesn't really play Pokemon, like I've played a lot of TCG Pocket and Pokemon Go. Outside of that, I don't really play Pokemon. Sell this game to me. Why should I pick this game up for the Switch 2 in your opinion when it
Well,
comes out?
personally, it is a throwback to one of their older games that was massively popular. Even if you didn't
Mhm.
play it, you're gonna recognize Pokemon from it. You know,
Okay.
they're bringing back obviously Mega Evolution, which gives you the option to Mega Evolve your Pokemon, make them even stronger, even powerful, and also they look way cool. A lot of them look cool as hell.
Yeah, Blue Charizard's
Which
really cool. I
indeed,
don't
Blue
know. Is
Charizard is cool.
Rayquaza in the game? Wait, no, actually,
Uh,
Rayquaza had a different. Rayquaza was
the
a shiny one,
earlier
I think, not
generations.
normal,
No,
not
no,
a
Rayquaza
Mega.
had a Mega Evolution form. The actual
Oh,
legendary
cool.
for the game is pretty sick as well. It has multiple forms. Could you collect? It's sort of like a sort of cell. The more of
Oh,
it
is
you
it
collect.
Zygarde?
Yeah, Zygarde. The more cells for it you collect, the more powerful and interesting it becomes.
Yeah,
I
And
I've
another thing
seen
do.
that.
as well, it offers a different gameplay style to the older games as well, with obviously the new battle system
Mhm.
and also the new wild Pokemon as well. As much as they had wild areas in the old game, now the Pokemon just straight up just roam the city.
Okay.
And you're forgetting one point. Lucario. This is pretty much a game where Lucario kind of got introduced and got very
Indeed,
popular.
this is the Lucario game where they gave us Mega
Hmm
Evolution Lucario and everyone lost their minds and made some interesting choices.
Oh
And
god.
X
Wait,
and
elaborate,
Y.
elaborate.
Not
Charizard.
elaborating, not on air.
Yeah.
Can't do that. I will get banned from ever being on one of these podcasts again if I elaborate.
Is it something artistic by any chance?
Yeah, you could certainly say artistic. Certainly a choice.
Okay, yeah. Don't say it then. Don't say it. I know what you're on about.
And Charizard X
Personally,
and
very basic.
Y was in here too. Mega Evolutions. Charizard
Yeah, good,
X
because
looked
that's one of the
awesome.
coolest looking ones. And
Indeed,
I don't even
Yes.
really like Charizard either.
pretty much
But he's
every
alright.
Mega Evolution we've got has been from this game. Because this is the game that had the Mega Evolution. So yeah, Rayquaza
hmm
may be in this game. I'm not sure. You could certainly get him through certain means in the original. But yeah, I am really interested to see how it goes. You know,
And also, uh, X and Y, they were the ones that came out with Mega Evolutions. And then every game after, trying to do like crystallization and
yeah, everything after
uh,
had to have a gimmick.
Yeah, the
yeah,
Z moves from Sun and Moon,
Mega.
everyone's favourite gimmick.
Exactly. Mega Evolution was where they actually made it
Indeed,
good and good well.
I
It
will
was a
say.
You
turning
know?
point for the series, for sure. Pokemon X and Y is some of their most notable titles.
Yeah.
Indeed, it's my favorite title. Not my favorite, but I will say that out of the titles that have gimmicks, it's my favorite.
Okay. Oh, one last thing for me personally, purely me personally, do they have Litten in the game?
Probably.
No, that was after.
Wait, no, I mean in ZA, not X, not X and
I'm
Y.
not sure.
I don't know
I'll be
about
honest here.
Litten.
If they're going by the same roster as the original X and Y, there will not be Litton. However,
Yeah.
you know what Pokemon is in there? One of my favorite Pokemon. One of the actual startup, the fire starter is Tempig from that was actually the fire starter for Black and White. Possibly my favorite fire
Mhm.
starter. You know, do love my little pig. Is usually the fire starter I actually go with in Black and White as well. To be fair, if I'm going with starter, I usually go fire. Although in most of the other Pokemon games, I do go water. Reese, what's your favorite starter Pokemon out of any of the Pokemon games?
Off of stats or off of like how much I like the Pokemon?
I actually like Pokemon.
Oh, Litten easily, because my first ever big Pokemon experience was watching the Sun and Moon anime on Netflix, and Litten was always my favorite Pokemon in that, and it is still my favorite Pokemon of all time.
Fair enough.
Uh,
Gabe,
So yeah,
what's
it
your
also
I'm
also I want to say it looks like Litten's at least it looks like they're at least not gonna be in ZA, so ZA is an F tier Pokemon game.
shut up?
I'm
Literally a second Pokemon game
sorry.
doesn't even have Litton.
I'm sorry about saying this. I personally got robbed.
Okay, what do you mean?
I am not going to have my starter, my favorite starter in the game,
Who's yours?
Finnegan. Finnegan was
Which
awesome.
one?
The Fire Fox Pokemon. That
Fennekin, I think it's called. Yeah,
Finnegan.
yeah, I know what you're on about.
That was a rob. I love that. Now,
Fennekin.
Yeah,
Okay.
I will say.
Okay, I tell you what, this one is actually a pretty cool one.
All right, I've
I'll give
asked
you
you all
that.
what your favorite starter Pokemon are. We'll
Wait,
start
let's
with
ask our
Reese.
chats. Let's ask our chats.
Oh yeah, chat. If you have a favorite starter Pokemon, do let me know.
Or favorite Pokemon in general.
Favorite Pokemon? Yeah, yeah. I now want your favorite Pokemons in general. Obviously, Mabra, I already know yours. Maybe your favorite Pokemon in general.
Well, I have 3. I'm sorry.
All right, let's hear them. That's
Oh,
all right.
I've
Let's
got
hear 'em.
loads. Don't worry about it. I've got a whole like top 5.
The first one, never can beat it.
Yeah, we'll hear
It's
your top 5 actually.
Charmander.
That's probably easier.
The first one is Charmander.
All right.
The reason why
Good
is
work.
because of the original anime, season
Indeed,
1. The sad Charmander.
Indeed, sad Charmander goes wild.
Yes.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, that's valid.
The second one is Finnegan because, well, I like Hogwarts and paper art things. It's a nice pick. I like the magic, the wand, and everything with Finnegan's
Pelican looks cool
layer
to be
starter.
fair.
And the third one, I'm sorry, I trump everybody. It's gonna have to be Mewtwo. Yes.
I can see the appeal, but not up there for me.
Yeah.
Wait, I can list a few more that I really like if you want.
Yeah, yeah.
Me?
We'll go your top 3 as well.
Oh, my top 3. Okay, I'm excluding Litten because I've already said Litten. Like, I'll go my top 3 from elsewhere. Charger Bug will always be my next
Yeah.
favorite Pokemon because
Pretty
it's
sick, yeah.
so funny. The amount of times I've seen people name it Public Bus, and it's like Pikachu's been knocked out by Public Bus.
Indeed, it is iconic.
Yeah.
And also, again, Sun and Moon anime, very prominent there. Oh, can I only name 3? Oh, I guess. I mean, there's another one that I've got stat here as well that I'll probably put in there. Probably my
Yeah,
favorite
Piplup.
water type Pokemon.
Mhm.
good choice.
Gotta love Piplup. Gotta love Piplup.
Top 3.
And there is a reason because there is a YouTuber that I really like that I'm not saying who it is, but their old PFP was a Piplup, so that's honestly what got me into liking Piplup.
You know what? I'll go
So yeah.
I'll go sort of descending. I'll go 3, 2, and then 1. Right. In third place for
Mhm.
me has got to be Meowth, and that is because of pretty much all of the animated series is. Meowth is just
Okay.
peak. And
Yeah,
then
Meowth's
Basic.
sick.
Basic.
it is basic, but it's good. It's
Hey, not as
brilliant.
basic as Mewtwo.
Yeah, not as basic as Mewtwo.
No,
but
Mewtwo's
better.
good with the psychic. Sorry. It is good.
I'm gonna actually have to look.
Meowth has literally got
Back
so
up.
many unique characteristics in the anime compared to Mewtwo.
I think it's this one, but I'd have to check its name.
Legacy. Okay, Tyler, Pikachu's the only Pokemon you know.
Yeah.
I actually have a Pikachu plush here as well. That's my 3 Pokemon
Yes.
plushes: Litten, Piplup,
Yes,
and
okay.
Pikachu.
In number
Aw.
2 is Dragapult, because launching my children at someone has got to be some of the funniest things I have ever seen.
Wait.
Launching children out of my head at the enemy will forever just be hilarious to me.
Wait, who?
Dragapult.
Wait, what? What on earth is this?
It's brilliant. It launches its children out of its head.
Why does its head look like a fighter plane?
I think that's kind of the point. It's brilliant. I love it. And in number 1, as I said, Black and White are my favorite Pokemon games. Gen 5 forever me. My favorite Pokemon is Reshiram. Not Reshiram, Zekrom. Got them mixed up.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
Tyler's just messaged saying I used to watch Pokemon XYZ. Thank you. Okay. Name
Can I
3 other Pokemon. Name 3 other Pokemon that aren't Pikachu.
can
And
I
you
add
can't just say regional variant.
can I add a honorable mention?
Yeah, sure, we'll hear your honorable mention.
Yeah, cool.
By Veltal.
Okay,
Veltal is
that's a
sick
cool
off the
Pokemon.
bat, Yeah.
That's a cool Pokemon.
I
Can
mean,
I
that's the
throw
best
out,
one.
Can I throw out a few more Pokemon that I really like?
Yeah. Go
Sure.
ahead. It gives me more
So
time to think about the name of one of my other favorite, sort of my honorable mention.
Some of my other favorites include Poipole, again mostly because of Sun and Moon. And Poipole is just, I don't know what it is about it. It's just such a cool Pokemon to me. Rockruff, the Dusk Lycan Rock form, Incineroar, Raichu, specifically the Alolan variant because it rides on its tail like a hoverboard, which I think is the coolest thing. Meltan, just because I think it looks stupid. Ivy, do you know what Meltan is?
Think so, yeah.
Wait, hold on. I'll send you a picture on Discord.
Do you guys want to? Do you want to hear? Whilst Reese sending me that, do you want to hear my honorable mention?
Sure.
Yeah, go for it.
It's gotta be Sableye. The little crystal.
Sableye's not bad, yeah.
Yeah.
He's pretty. I love him.
And also Marowak as well. Either the
Marowak's
normal or the
bad,
Alola form. I
Marowak's
like
a sad
Marowak.
Like I mean,
I
like
just
lore
again
wise.
I like Kiawe's Marowak in Pokemon Sun and Moon. I just think the
Yeah.
design's cool. But yeah, look at the one I sent you.
Well, I'll have to check on my phone because obviously the stream's using my.
Also, okay, Tyler, I'm gonna rephrase what I said. Name 3 Pokemon that we haven't already said.
Yeah.
You can't say Piplup or Charmander. That doesn't count. I'll give you Squirtle.
Oh yeah. The little sort of living metal fella.
We have not said Bulbasaur. No, you can have Bulbasaur.
He's just looking at Pokemon at this.
Okay, and Squirtle, Bulbasaur, Diglett. 3 of the most obvious Pokemon you could have said, but well done, you've done it.
Dog Trio is better than Diglett, is all I'm saying. Why have one?
Dog Trio is better, but I
Yeah,
tell you what, yeah,
yeah.
the Alola form of Dog Trio is actually a peak Pokemon. The one with like the golden locks.
But
Oh my god,
yeah,
at some point we should do a stream together where we try and name a Pokemon for every letter of the alphabet.
I mean,
Yeah.
Definitely doable.
I have to ring you on for the other one.
I do want to say with Pokemon Legends ZA, Pokemon X and Y has something at my heart because I do love the story. I like the X and Y story. It worked. Not sure that much about Black and White. I did have Black and White, but
The
I
general
never
consensus is
really.
that Black and White's the favorite the best Pokemon by Pokemon fans, I think, or at least up there.
I think X and
didn't
Y
get-
is. X
I
and
didn't get a
Y
chance
is a
to
little
play
better.
Pokemon Black and White until after. That's actually one of the more. I only played it in the past maybe 3 years. I remember I
Have
started
you
playing it
played
in,
Black and White, Mabel?
college.
Yeah, I played the original Black version, but I only care about X and Y more. X and Y was
I
better.
think my favorite out of Black and White though has got to be White. Now, retail likes to make a funny joke whenever I say that.
Wait,
Whenever I say
huh?
that Pokemon White is my favorite Pokemon game. Retail is not going to make that joke because it can be
Because of
deemed
the
to be
kind of
offensive.
stream we're doing, yes, I know.
Indeed. I will say it is a pretty funny joke. I'll give them that. But yeah, and I think what really did it for me is one of the Pokemon games that doesn't really have a gimmick, and for me, it wasn't relying on a gimmick to be cool. You know,
Yeah.
it's sort of just a raw Pokemon game, and it's that about it, and the storyline, and all the lore behind it, and everything, and the movie. Oh, the Black and White movies, mwah, best Pokemon movies in my opinion.
I'm sorry,
That
I'm more of the X and Y because I like the enemies, Lysander. The whole tech thing, they were trying to destroy. Well, the enemies were trying to destroy the world, and only the corporation was trying to save themselves. And it just worked. And then going back hundreds of years, talk about the old history, with there being a huge war that kind of ended all with pretty much a Death Star type of weapon. And that was just pretty cool. I just like the story itself. It always got me. Especially the
Fair enough.
ending where not ZA, but AZ was kind of dying. Well, not really dying, but the Pokemon was dying, and he was trying to revive it, and he was never really ever able to actually revive it until like the end of ZA, where the Floette would just calm down from the heavens to actually see him. I mean, it was it was a good game. It was a whole
Yeah,
lot better than
I'll be
Black.
honest. Okay, I will try and have some input here. Obviously, I haven't played much of the mainline Pokemon games, but if I'm gonna back one Pokemon game to be my favorite, or one like sort of let's say we're not just tying it to the game, we can tie it to like the animes as well. Purely because I love the anime for it, Sun and Moon's my favorite, and I love the characters in Sun and Moon. I think they're great characters. I think glad
sorry, have you actually watched the black and white movie?
I have not, but I've watched all 3 seasons of the Sun and Moon anime,
Fair
which is
enough.
probably the
Some
most
point
Pokemon
I will
knowledge I
have to
have.
show you the.
Hmm.
I'll have to sit down on call one day, and I'll have to show you the Pokemon Black movie, or one of more actually Pokemon White.
Likewise, we'll do a party crashers watch party at some point. That'd be fun.
Yeah, and I will say, not only is the music in the movie top tier, like even to this day, that's still stuck in my head,
Hmm.
and you will hear
Okay,
me
fair
bop
enough.
along to it when we watch it.
Yeah, but yeah, we're all back in different things. Ivy's
Indeed.
back in black and white. Mabel's back in X and Y. I'm back in Sun and Moon.
I
But
did
yeah,
play
I just
Sun and Moon, but I did
was it you that I
Ultra
was talking to
Sun.
that really was it you that I was talking to that really despised the Z moves, or was it someone else?
Yeah, I never really cared about Ultra Sun and Moon and things like that.
Fair enough.
However, I did like Ultra Sun and Moon due to one thing. Do you guys want to know why?
Yeah, go on.
Mm, the Wayne, mm, the what's it called? Rainbow Rocket.
Rainbow Rocket does go hard.
Hmm.
For anything to do with Jesse and James goes hard.
Yeah, true. They
Like
are
James,
peak
like at
characters.
times, James did cross-dressing.
Oh my god, I remember that. I
The amount of
remember that.
times that like, okay, not to cause a stir or anything, but right, personally, just personal opinion, I do not think James is a straight man. He is bisexual at least. In my
Oh,
honest opinion, I think he
100%.
is. In my honest opinion, I genuinely think James is an openly homosexual man.
No, he's confirmed it in the show. There's a voice line of him saying it's times like these that make me want to go straight.
Oh, true, that is, isn't there? Yeah.
Yeah.
But honestly, he's one of the really early people. It was like, his whole thing wasn't like he was first sort of, homosexual character that wasn't his whole personality being homosexual. As much as he is
Yeah.
flashy there, he never outright says, "Oh, I'm gay," or anything like that. He's never held prejudice for it, and he even with it not being technically law, and it's sort of just being a speculation, it is done very tastefully.
Hmm.
So wait, okay. Let's have a vote. Let's have a vote. For you two, and I'll vote as well. Who's your favorite member of the iconic Team Rocket trio?
James.
Just okay. You know what? Yeah, James is gonna win the vote because he's my one as well. Mabel,
Indeed,
who would
James
you
is
have said?
top tier. As much as
Who?
we love Jesse, no one can beat James.
Jesse's
Best
good.
character.
Jesse's good. Jesse's good, but James I find funnier.
Jesse is every gay man's woman best friend.
Yeah, 100%. Right, Mabel, who's your favorite then of that Team Rocket trio?
Honestly, I can't say. And I'm
You
They're all
being
can, you
very good
can.
honest.
characters, to be fair.
I can't.
Octopets,
Okay, we'll
they
go
also
to
complement you
who's your
well.
favorite Pokemon character in general. And to make things more difficult, you can't say Ash Ketchum.
Basic ass answer.
Lysander.
Hey, he's my favorite, but I'm saying it for the sake of me saying someone else.
Reese, that is basic.
What do you
Do
mean it's
better.
basic? No,
Do better.
okay. No. You've watched the old Pokemon shows. You know how
I have.
outrageous he used to be.
He is outrageous, yes.
What do you mean? He's not so basic. Okay, Tyler, you
He is
gotta go back and watch the actual old shows, because in the old shows, like, he is actually such a funny character.
I'll have to find her name. This is also once again a black and white character, but more specifically the one of the ones that was in the movie.
The first few series is like the very first one. Like, he used to be genuinely outrageous. Also, I think him and Misty bounce off each other really well in terms of humor.
I don't know if you guys heard me, but I like Lysander. Oh,
Yeah,
Lysander has,
Lysander's a good choice. I'll give you that.
yeah. I tried getting into the Team Rocket stuff, especially in the first season. I'm sorry, it was unwatchable with most of the scenes for me that I ended up skipping. The only good bad guy scenes, at least in one was Giovanni. I like the Giovanni stuff, but honestly, with the Jesse James and Meow, I just skip it because to me it was kind of hard to watch. I mean, it's one. It's not like it was hard. It's just like whenever you watch movies and videos and things, and like, uh, you think something super ridiculous and it's unhinged and it's being too crazy. It's like, okay, I can't watch this. You know what I mean?
Cannot remember the name of the person.
Okay.
It's
You
the
finally had a hot
reaction.
take. Well done. What'd you say, sorry, Ivy?
I literally cannot remember the character's name at all, so I'm literally having checked the IMDb for the movie to find out the goddamn character's name.
Yeah, if I'm going outside of Ash Ketchum, there's a few that I can shortly. Gladion, a lot of these be Sun and Moon because that'd be the extent of my knowledge. Gladion's one of my go-to. I like Professor Kukui. I like Mallow. I like Misty as well. I think Misty's really funny. Jesse James Meowth from Team Rocket. Yeah, there is actually, the more that I think about Pokemon characters, the more I realize that there is actually some really good ones, and they're not just all like as vanilla as I thought they were.
Goblin, this is what
Hmm?
I think. I want to know your opinion. Uh, if somebody had to meet somebody in Pokemon, it has to be Lysander meeting N. Do you agree with that?
That was very good, yes. I figured out which
I mean,
character it was. It was Iris. Specifically, she's a character that popped up in Pokemon Black 2
mhm.
and Pokemon White 2.
Oh, wait, I think I know who you're on about. Hold on, I think I know who you're on about, but I'm gonna go all the way to Pokemon TCG Pocket to check my suspicions.
Yeah, she usually has an Axu with her.
I don't know what that is.
Little green fella, got the little horns on the side. The weird little hair thing. Well, sort of sail thing on his head.
So you? Your VTuber.
I can't say what I was about to say.
Hold
So,
on, I'll find
may
them. I'll
your
find
woes
them.
be many and your days few.
Okay.
For those of you who
Ye-
get that reference, I thank you.
I'm not joking when I say I am genuinely I'm genuinely scrolling through
Alright?
Blimmin'. I'm not joking when I say I'm scrolling through Pokemon TCG Pocket trying to find the character to see if it is who I think it is.
Alright, well, whilst we're doing that, shall we head over? Because I've said all I have to say about the Pokemon game.
Okay.
It's me again.
Yes.
Yeah, indie
Indie
game.
highlights
Oh,
and hidden gems on Switch too.
yeah, I didn't find any hidden gems, but I do have a couple of indie games for there. A couple of them are, most of them are a bit notable and are not exactly new indie games, but yeah. Obviously, to be fair, one of the things that are actually on there was Shadow Labyrinth, which I've heard that you guys have already talked about. But from what
Indeed we have.
all I did was watch a single trailer, and all I have to say is, oh my god! So they have essentially taken Pac-Man, made it dark like a Metroid game, and given him a mech suit. And I cannot tell you how much I have needed this. Why
it
does it
Okay,
look
no,
so good?
I can find them.
it's I played Shell Labyrinth. I enjoyed it. It was good. I didn't complete it all. It's with disabilities. It is a harder game to play.
It did look quite fast paced.
Hmm.
It did look very fast paced, to be fair.
Yeah. Especially the enemies. I had troubles with my vision to beat the enemies. I had to at least spend one afternoon with one enemy. Oh, like multiple hours just trying to beat one enemy. I mean, it's fun, but it's just pretty difficult.
Yeah, to be fair, another game I have on here is Goat Sim. I don't know how much you guys know about Goat Sim. A brief description I'm going to give you. It is a wacky physics sandbox where you can lick just about anything. I'd like to premise this: you are a goat, not a person. And the more you play it, the more you play it, and the more you unlock in it, the different like goat variants. Just the weirder it gets, and it is honestly, I don't know what Coffee House were doing when they made it, but it was certainly something.
Something. Yeah.
They were indeed on something when they made that game, and it was somehow a massive hit. See, I have on my Xbox, I have the game, I have all the DLC for the game, I have got every single goat, bar two of them. One of them you can no longer get because it was removed from the game. Another one just takes so much time to get. I haven't been bothered. Uh, but yeah, out of every single goat in the game, this is actually in the base game as well, not just the DLC. It's the shopping cart goat, because not only does it turn you into a shopping cart, you don't go in a shopping cart. No, you are just a shopping cart, and it is possibly the hardest goat to control. And going down a massive hill in it is really, really funny. But yeah, and the game has these like really weird little quirky challenges to do it all throughout it as well. To like
Oh, like
unlock
you can like go up the tower, sort of like going to somewhere, and then you end up in like a palace, and then you can
Indeed,
just
yeah, that's how
like
you get the
dethrone
queen
the
goat.
queen. You can
Yeah, and
dethrone the queen and become the queen.
yeah, and when you use the sort of special ability with that specific goat, you literally make it rain goats, or you essentially call down like a goat from the skies, and it's as I said, the game is just ridiculous. Got to say, there is
Yeah,
a literal goat in it that is just a blue whale that has like zero controllability to it, unless you're in the water. But yeah,
I
it is.
want to
It's insane.
apologize. I want to apologize. I never played Good Simulator.
It's all right. I have actually played both games, and they are both
yeah,
incredible.
I've played. Wait, what do you mean both games? I've
There's a
played
Goat
the
Sim 2.
first one.
Actually, sorry, the Goat
Oh my.
Simulator 3 is what the second game is called. The whole joke about it is that there is no second game.
Oh, I was gonna say, yeah, okay, I've heard vaguely of Goat Simulator 3. I will get it at some point.
I was gonna say I
But yeah,
didn't like Goat Sim
if
the second
if
game.
you're born in 2006, you've played Goat Simulator.
Oh yeah, gonna say yeah, I
Mm-mm.
didn't like the second game, Goat Sim 3, as much as the first one. It just felt it wasn't, as much as it was still a really funny game, they just deviated a little bit too much from the original, in
I
my
get you.
opinion.
I'm gonna add it
The
to my
maps weren't,
Steam list
yeah,
now.
the maps just weren't quite as good in my opinion. And the goat variants, as much as they were still funny, they didn't have that sort of comedic flair the originals did. But yeah,
I get you.
another game that I have on here is Super Meat Boy, another game I have played. It is a indie game, and it's it's a platformer. It's a funny little platformer. You're this little you this nearly slipped up there. Whoa.
Oh, I know what this is now. I think I played this once years ago.
Yeah, you're this little slidey meat cube, and you have to dodge all sorts of traps and things. It's quite hard actually. To be fair, playing it is quite hard. It takes a lot of getting used to the mechanics. But yeah, it's a really fun little platformer. Just spending an afternoon playing it, you can see why it is a beloved classic. To be fair, of an indie
Mhm.
game. All these games I would like to mention are indeed on the Switch too. Now, a game I actually had to check if it was on the Switch too, because it's a game I have been wanting to play personally a while now, would have to be Hades. Now, in Hades, it's a roguelike. So, as
Mhm.
you go through it, you collect different like power-ups and weapons. If you die, you are sent back to the very beginning to start over again. So it can be quite a frustrating game.
I played that game actually. I played
So what did you
that.
think of it?
I enjoyed it. To put it lightly, I liked how it worked. I liked the characters with it being like Greek mythology and things like that. I
Yeah, massive Greek
appreciated
mythology
it.
fan me, to be fair.
I didn't care much about having to restart the game and uh, the next, like, technically next bout you're having to go over and deal with the room changing pretty much.
Hmm.
So you can't actually uh go over and like uh beat it without prior knowledge or something because the rooms just changed around too much, so it was a little difficult. I tried it only a few times, uh, so I can't say much more, but I didn't care about the rooms just always resetting. That was kind
Hmm.
of a little bit of a bother to me, but it was good. I liked the story and how it went with how much I played for it. I only put, I don't know, maybe 5-10 hours on it, so I'm not
Hmm.
actually like the good person to comment, but that's
Like,
just
yeah,
what I
from
think.
You've played it the
the
most out of us three, I
yeah,
think.
from what I've seen of it, it looks like a very sort of fun game. As much as it will knock you back over and over again, once you learn the mechanics, once you learn how each enemy works, it does seem like a really enjoyable game. So that obviously every playthrough is going to be slightly different because you're going to pick up different items and whatnot, you know.
Exactly.
And as I said, yeah, fighting of the Greek gods, the Titans, the fact that obviously each boss fight has a different little like gimmick as well. I believe there is a boss fight in it which literally does not allow you to pause the game as well, which is great
Gotta love the fourth wall break.
indeed.
Mhm.
But yeah, do you guys have any sort of indie games or little highlights that you want to talk about?
Hmm. I'll let Mabel go first.
Well, we always talk about Shell Labyrinth. but there is one game I can think of that is an indie, which is probably one of the best games in the world.
You say Undertale right now because that is actually on the list of games that I was looking at earlier.
No, it's not. Not for me.
I'd be the one to talk about Undertale. I've got a video and editing for it.
Fair enough. What would that game be?
For me, it's Spilatra.
I haven't
Oh
heard
yeah,
of
Mm,
not well known and very obscure game.
I love it. If you like playing card
I so need
games,
to get my Electro.
I'm
yeah,
not a
if
massive
you like
Telltale
card
fan, to be fair.
games, then you might not
No,
like
no,
it.
no, Ivy, we gotta play for content at some point. We gotta play for content.
It's kind
If
of
you buy it for me,
like
then sure.
it's kind of like an easier edition of poker, kind of.
Hmm.
It's good.
As always,
I
terrible at poker,
never,
terrible at gambling.
I never really cared much about poker. I do like blackjack, but whenever I started the
Me either.
game, it's good. I enjoyed it. It's just you getting a pile of cards and you just go over and say, okay, this is a flush or this is a full house or whatnot. And it tells you kind of what cards you need to make this match. So, like, it gives you an example of, okay, this is a flush and you just need to click on it and there's your flush, and
Fair
you
enough.
just need to get to a high score. And after you do score, you're good. The only thing is you get like different power ups, so like Hades uh, or other games where
Hmm.
uh, you get like these Joker cards, and these Joker cards can max or multi. Oh, what
Right.
you call it? Multi player, pretty much. Not multiplayer, but the multi number is what I
Yeah, yeah.
mean. So
Well,
sometimes the
fair.
cards would be like 100, and then you can up it to by two. So sometimes you can
Yeah.
get to like 200,
Um,
and it's just
Something I
pretty
will
nice.
say, a game that I play a lot of with my friends. It's a brilliant multiplayer game. It has a great modding community. Sadly, not for the Switch 2. It is I know it's on Xbox, but you can't mod it on Xbox. And I've been playing it a lot on Steam recently. Is something called Rounds. It is
Okay,
it's
yeah, I
by
know this.
Landfall Studios, same people that made Totally Accurate Battle Simulator, Cluster Truck.
Ah,
I'm pretty sure it's the same studio that is behind Human Fall Flat, if I
okay,
remember correctly.
fair
I'll
enough.
have to double check that one quickly.
Okay, yeah, while you're doing that, I'm gonna find that USB stick that accidentally just lobbed across my room.
Whoops. Oh well. So what about that Xbox game?
No, sorry, no. That was by No Breaks Games, not um not the development studio I was thinking about. Sorry.
Mhm.
But yeah, the Landfall studio when they made Round, it is sort of. Have you ever heard of Stickman Fight?
So, are
I know
you
about
still
Stickman. I
talking
don't
about it?
remember
Or...
I am still talking
the
about Rounds.
fight
Yeah,
game.
it's kind of like that, but essentially at the beginning of each at the beginning of each round,
Mhm.
you pick a card, and technically, in the base game, first to 5 rounds win. However, each round is split into 2 half rounds. Obviously, if each of you win a half round, then you get a third round, which is sort of like a tiebreaker. But yeah, and it is obviously, and you combine the different effects of these cards to sort of build a sort of build on what your gun does. Some of the cards are to do with blocking, some of them are to do with your gun. They all do different things.
Mhm.
And it's the case of once you start modding the game, some of my favorite mods have got to be the Arcana mods, which add sort of tarot cards to it, which also there are different rarities of cards, obviously. as well, depending on how broken the card is. Yeah, the
Mhm.
Arcana cards I do believe the highest rarity, and they do some pretty incredible things. They are pretty cool. Gotta do love me the Wheel of Fortune, which basically adds you get a certain amount of points, either 1, 2, or 3 points at the end of a round, and you can then spend them in the little Wheel of Fortune shop, which is pretty cool. But yeah, just the base game alone, only being able to go up to 5 rounds, as much as it isn't as long as you'd want it to be, it's still very enjoyable. Also, when you start modding it, you can use mods like Rounds Unbound, which means you can technically go for as long as you want, or, well, until the game breaks. Yeah, it is just a really enjoyable game that I would recommend to just about everyone who has access to a laptop or PC to run it.
Right, so I guess I should say about my favorite indie game then, right?
Indeed.
I will not be boring and go with Undertale because I haven't played enough of it, and also it is just like one that everyone knows about. So while my game is still fairly well known, it's not as well known as I thought it would, and it is a little game that I think I've told you about, Ivy, called Rivals of Ether.
You have indeed. I've heard that
Rivals of
also it's got a
Ether.
big modding community.
Oh, it's got a massive modding community. I'll get to that though. Rivals of Ether is a platform fighter akin to something like Smash Bros. That is on Steam. I don't think it's on anything else, though I could be wrong. I will double check that real quick. Wait, what the hell? There is a Switch version. Cool. I'm pretty sure it doesn't have the mod support though. Okay, so by the looks of things, it is on Switch, Xbox, and Steam. And the thing that I love about Ravage of Ether personally, which is why I started making content on it in the first place, even though I haven't covered this area yet, is the modding community behind it. Because they have a big there's something in Ravage of Ether called Workshop, which basically allows you to do various things, most notably create your own characters and make movesets and stuff. And they can be hilariously broken. They can be like actually well made. They can be like awful characters. There's a lot of joke characters in there. I remember getting absolutely battered and bruised by the Pepsi Man because I just could not move out of the way of him because he was running at incredible speed. I personally really like there's a Rayman one that I really like because my mate that's been playing the game for ages, longer than I have, I managed to beat him in the series playing as Rayman.
I will say, if you get me Rivals of Ether at some point, I will
Yeah.
happily play it with you.
Okay, yeah, Rivals of Ether is not very expensive. They've just released, or not just released, but Rivals of Ether 2 came out last year, I think, and it's actually free to play until the 4th. So best believe I am gonna check that out technically
Is it
today.
free on Steam?
Until the 4th, yes.
Okay, I will download that after this. And once it's installed, you better install it now as well. I don't know how big it is, but yeah, however long it takes to install, I'll give you a couple rounds on it.
Yay. But yeah, Rivals of Ether is an incredibly fun platform fighter. It's probably my favorite indie game of all time, if not, it's definitely up there. It's my favorite fighter game of all time because I don't really like the genre, but Rivals of Ether is probably the only fighting game I can play that I genuinely like, even in the midst of me losing. Because I suck at fighting games. Like, I've played loads of Smash Ultimate and I still suck at that.
Like I say, I think my favorite fighting game, not like that style of fighting game, more of a
Traditional style?
yeah, more of a sort of Street Fighter style fighting game, has got to be Soul Calibur, specifically the fourth game. I was as much as I am not as good as I used to be in my childhood. As a child, I was an absolute beast on Soul Calibur. It's actually one of the places I get my name from. Is one of the characters in that. Yeah. Reese, look up Ivy from Ivy Soul Calibur, Specifically Soul
Okay,
Calibur 4.
also, you definitely have to get Switch 2 now because the GameCube Online has Soul Calibur 2 on it.
Yeah.
Sadly, I do not have the funds for a Switch 2. I am broke.
Milkweed, I don't know how this happened, but I was just sitting here and somehow one of my people called Nevi somehow got timed out by me. I don't know how that happened, but sorry that happened. Sorry.
Speaking of Rivals of FIFA 2, my Steam is currently loading. So
I'm
once
I'm
that's
not
finished,
daring to load Steam until after the podcast because my OBS is gonna crash.
fair enough. Yeah, I'll tell you how long it supposedly says it's going to take to download with my internet and.
I have to check if
laptop.
my laptop has the specs for it because you've seen my laptop, Ivy. It's not the best thing.
Yeah.
Though it is I'm pretty sure it's better in areas than yours, right? And yours is a gaming laptop.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure yours has a better CPU than mine
Better,
somehow.
better core. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I've got an i5.
I also have an i5. Mine's a 8th gen.
I'm pretty sure mine's
Sorry.
a 12.
Yeah, 8th gen. Yeah, yours is a 12th gen i5, so yours is just that bit better than mine.
Yeah, get wrecked, bozo.
Yeah. Shut up, mate. Your laptop doesn't even have a screen.
I know it doesn't, but it's still better than yours.
No, it's not. Just because yours has a better
Okay,
CPU, mine has a better graphics card. Get good.
okay. Mine doesn't have a screen and it still runs great.
Yeah, well, mate, mine has a GeoForce GTX in it. Just your mouth.
Okay.
I have one question. Can yours run Helldivers 2? Didn't think so.
Okay, fair enough.
Well,
Helldivers 2 is a brilliantly optimized game.
I haven't played it.
well, is there anything else you guys want to bring up today?
No, not on my part.
Yeah, I can't think of anything.
Okay. Well, that's all I have. Thank you, everybody, for coming tonight. This has been a pretty fun podcast. Do you guys agree?
Yep,
Indeed,
100%.
yeah, it's pretty enjoyable.
Well, let's go over and kind of reintroduce ourselves and tell everyone what we're working on. Goblin, let's have you go first.
Indeed, I am the Goblin. I am Goblin on Offense. You can find me on Twitch, which is where I usually do things. I technically have a TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube that I just never do anything with. If you want to go follow me on there, I have my Discord server. You know, I run a lot of D&D, and I'm currently still working on the music production, and I have a couple more things to do with that before I can actually release the song. Yeah, because I'm currently working on a D&D themed song, which is quite cool. That's currently in the works. As I've literally just mentioned a minute ago, currently trying to load my Steam so that I can download Rivals of FIFA 2, so that I can play that with Mad Bro in a bit.
Yay. Or probably like when we've both slept, because I don't know if I'm going to be awake for much longer after this.
Imagine sleeping.
It's like 2 o'clock here.
And I got to be up at 2 o'clock
Almost
tomorrow. Or by 2
Yeah.
o'clock tomorrow, because I got things to do. I got, paperwork to sign.
Yeah, unlucky. Better you than me.
Mad Bro, would you like to kind of reintroduce yourself and tell us what you're working on?
Yep, so I am Mabra88. I'm a Nintendo-focused content creator that also differs to other things. Mostly I just play what I want to play. I've got an Undertale video in the work, and I plan to play things like Among Us, play more Rivals of Ether. I've already done a bit of that on the channel, plan to play stuff like Marvel Rival. And you can find me on Oh, let's list them all. YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, Instagram, Facebook. What else have I got? Threads. I know I'm on there for some reason. And Twitter. Yeah, follow me on Twitter. I love Twitter. Oh, I don't love Twitter, but I like posting on Twitter because it's easier content.
Mhm. Okay. Well, I'm controllable. Hopefully, this week I can work on diving into the uh, partner showcase that happened this last week, and
Ooh.
uh, hopefully I'll get some videos over that and some more Donkey Kong videos. I'm not done with Donkey Kong yet. I mean, I have finished the game, but I do want to cover a couple other things on Donkey Kong. Uh, and that's kind of just what I've been working on. But thank you, everybody,
Wait, real
for.
quick, real quick, real quick, real quick, real quick.
Hmm.
If you're doing a video, cover Plants vs Zombies replanting just for me.
I know I'll probably mention it.
Yay!
Hmm. Well, thank you everybody for coming tonight. Uh, and I'll see everybody later.
Indeed. Reese, I
Have a
will
good
say one
night.
thing. It's only free for another 1 day and 15 hours. We should probably play it tonight.
Alright, have a good one, chat.